all, how was your travel? How are you?
Looks as good as on paper. We're in the kill zone, pal. We were locked and loaded.
Hi there guys, welcome back into another session. Hope everybody is doing well and having a brilliant week. Volatility has calmed down a little bit in Bitcoin, hasn't it? Interesting to see. Okay, we'll have a look at a few levels and some interesting things I want to point out to you today, mainly concentrating on big boy Bitcoin. All right, BlackRock back in the mix, $600 million worth of Bitcoin. Nice to see it. I guess it's a positive, you know, whatever you are thinking. But yeah, interesting. So from the last video, we had highlighted a little bit of a short position, didn't we? We're now falling back to some slight demand. I say slight, there's a few things that we need to check out and a few words of warning as well, but a few positives in the market as well. But yeah, interesting. So 10 points to anybody that guessed what this was on Pepe's chest last week. I'm surprised I didn't get any comments. It's the logo from the old Silk Road website, Russ Albright's Silk Road website. President Trump officially pardoned Silk Road founder Russ Albright. Nice logo. Drop that on Pepe. But yeah, some good stuff going on that we're going to look at with you today. Let me just point this out. This is a nice little platform, I do have to say. Yaps by Cato. Bit of a social media platform, and they have got some big airdrops coming in 2025 as well. So something I am just keeping an eye on. But yeah, grab a link from below. Grab a link from my Twitter page as well. It's quite a nice platform. Have I got it open? Yeah, I've got it open there. Okay, so yeah, basically social networking, infographics and the like as well. Really good. You can see everything that's going on. You know, networks in between the social media groups there. You've got basically CT leaderboards, AI agents, Cater, and you've, you know, even Berachain, some of the newer stuff on there as well. It's really good. If you hook your Twitter up to this, okay, you get your own profile card as well. And you can see who you are connected to in your main network and smart followers. It's really good. So I quite like this. I'm not getting too involved in the background of this. I've got no affiliation or anything with these guys, but it's just, I always like these new platforms that come out and give us a little bit more data and information. So yeah, nice to see that from them. But okay, yeah, a few things I want to look at with you today. Obviously, people are calling cycle tops and the like in the Bitcoin market. There's a few things you need to consider really. Is the cycle top in? What do you think? Leave a comment below. I'm not sure. I'm a humble trader. I will trade whatever, but I appreciate we do need to consider it for, you know, managing the macro portfolio in Bitcoin, don't we? But yeah, Phil B just saying here, a few top callers out there in crypto from some people I have respect for, and the same. There's some OG guys, you know, really putting some heavy hedge short positions on against their spot holding portfolios. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Of course there isn't. I started this particular cycle with an idea of what an exit requirement might look like. And the only one of those, and only one of those things is currently showing caution. Okay, yeah, I kind of agree. And what I'm just going to show you quickly is more for new people out there. Okay, so anyone new to the space or any new traders, something that you can keep an eye on, not just about, you know, your technical TA and order flow and the like, but something in the background. Okay, you need to really consider as the market develops the on-chain data as well. One of the best websites, and again, no affiliation with this, but I do look at it myself. I'm only on the free section of the website, but it's Phil Swift's, and it used to be called Look Into Bitcoin. It's now called Bitcoin Magazine Pro, okay, so they've had a little bit of a merger that. I do have to say, that's an absolutely disgusting name. That should get changed straight away, all right? But here is the website here. Another point is, if you're listening Bitcoin Magazine or Phil Swift, I'm sure they watch my videos, is please give us a dark mode for this. Maybe there is in Pro, but I'm just on the free version at the minute. But yeah, some really good on-chain data in here. So I just want to run through a couple that I like to keep an eye on before we go and have a look at the trading view charts and the order flow on Bitcoin. So just stick with us for a minute. If you're an OG, go grab a drink and give me 30 seconds and then come back, all right? So let's have a look. So a couple of things. Look, I'm not going to run through the ins and outs on all of these. Please grab a link from below and go and do your own research and have a look yourself and see what you consider to be overheated or underheated. Okay, but some really nice metrics on here. You've got market cycle metrics, loads of stuff in here. I mainly like to look at the on-chain indicators, okay? They've been very, very good in the past. We've now got quite a lot of history on Bitcoin, obviously, okay? Been around since 2008/9. So we've now got some real nice data we can pull in these on-chain metrics. First one, net unrealized profit loss, NUPL. Really, really good one here. Just very quickly, again, I'm not going to go into detail on all of these. This indicator is derived from the market value and realized value, which can be defined as market value, the current price of Bitcoin, multiplied by the number of coins in circulation, and then you get realized value there, okay? Rather than taking the current price of Bitcoin, realized value takes the price of each Bitcoin when it was last moved, okay? So really, really good charts, really good metrics. Where are we now, okay? I wanted to show you this one first because I feel it's absolutely spot on in its direction of where we are, okay? So you can look at the Bitcoin price here and you can see that euphoria, greed, belief and denial there, optimism, anxiety, hope and fear and capitulation here, okay? So these background keys, as I will call them, are not for the Bitcoin price, okay? You want to be looking at this blue line here, okay? The net unrealized profit. And you're right in the middle of this zone here, which is belief and denial, 50-50 split. It's exactly where we are now, isn't it, okay? Exactly where we are now. And if you look at this metric, you've not even tickled into that euphoria greed section there yet, okay? Which we did there as well. So the highs of that back there, highs of that back there. One thing I do want to point out with this data is that are we in such a new, more developed market now, a more, what I would say, subdued market now, that these metrics aren't going to show such volatility now. And you can see that high here. Oh, yeah, I'm not doing TA on this bloody thing, but, you know, high, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, you know, so maybe the parameters can change and this is it, okay? So people calling for tops, they could well be right, okay? Maybe we don't hit into this zone again. It remains to be seen. You know, I've certainly seen a lot of supply in the books over the last 7 days. You know, from the last video we showed that short position, the supply on Bitcoin at that $110,000 was very, very heavy. Right, MRV Z-score, let me just load this up for you. It is a little bit slow, this website, I'm afraid. Devs, do something, please. Just let that load up, okay? Just a quick look at this one then, if it'll load. Okay, MRV score is a Bitcoin chart that uses blockchain analysis to identify periods where Bitcoin is extremely over or undervalued relative to its fair value, okay? And then it gives you the metrics breakdown there. It's not going to load, is it? Let me do a quick refresh on that little bugger. There we go. Okay, quick refresh, always the same. Restart the PC, sir. Okay, so look, and here we go. Okay, so you want to be looking at this metric here, the Z-score, okay, based on this data. And here you can see where you get these spikes in history. And again, it's a similar thing, isn't it? Okay, so back there, you know, right back there in 2013, high volatility spikes. Even back in 2017, if you were around at that time, I was just around at that time and remember that high volatility spike. But then back in the 2021-22 market, we didn't get, you know, as high a spike. Now, I would still put some weight on this indicator. I do like it a lot. We're right back down here. Okay, so it needs to be taken into consideration. Not quite at these highs, okay? Maybe we don't quite get that high. Maybe we come up to this, you know, this 6 score here at this $10 billion. But I certainly think, you know, you need to put a lot of weight on these indicators until they actually fail. And a lot of these on-chain indicators are suggesting that we are not overheated at the minute, okay? Another one I like is the pure multiple. Try and say that when you've had a few beers. Again, okay, so quickly, the metric looks at the supply side of Bitcoin's economy. Bitcoin miners, okay, Bitcoin miners and their revenue. Okay, and then it goes into the respect of Bitcoin. Bitcoin miners are sometimes referred to as the compulsory sellers due to their need to cover fixed costs of mining hardware in a market, okay, where prices in extreme volatility, okay. And here we go again. So, you know, just refer back. You've got big volatility spikes, 2011, 13, and then you go back here, 2017, high volatility spike again. But again, we didn't get as high back there in 2021 and then 2022 as well, you know. So, you know, big spike there. Is this it? This it, you know? So this one, this indicator is not as clear, but we're certainly not getting into that overheated territory. And again, what I just want to express is I'm looking at these indicators, but I am actually noticing a bit of a pattern now that the volatility in these indicators themselves is calming down as well as the price. Okay, so just for reference, all right. But go and have a look at this yourself. I'm very much a data nerd. I do love to get involved in all this shit. And, you know, if I can pull a cut, you know, it's like reading a book. If you read a book and you get one chapter and one nugget of information out of that book, I'll take it all day long. And it's the same with a lot of this data, you know. If I get a couple of nuggets of golden information out this data, I will dive in and I will take that away. All right, guys. So just wanted to point that out. Right then, 20% off still. The Art of Data-Driven Analysis course. Limited time, okay, we're probably going to be ending that soon. I'll speak to the guys, but it's still got 20% off. Should we dive into TradingView and have a quick look at where we are going and where we're coming from? And then I've got another little, you know, little thing to show you actually, which is interesting. And again, right, so it's interesting that people are calling these tops in the market here, okay? You know, is this starting to look like distribution? I don't know. At the minute, I'm calling it level to level at the minute, you know, as a humble trader. I don't profess to know when cycle tops and bottoms are specifically into the exact dollar. And I'll show you something to that effect, okay? But yeah, just quickly right here, right now, this is where we are, okay? So is this what we're potentially calling a resistance, look left, a resistance to support flip? It could be, okay, it could be. So, a few days ago, we said that this was a nice short here, okay, under $110,000. We said this was a nice short. Go and check out the last video if you haven't seen that, okay. Really, really nice day trade short position back down into this, what is potentially a demand support zone now, okay. What I just quickly want to show you is never before in my experience have I heard people, you know, on all social medias, crypto, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, actually calling cycle tops when it is the cycle top. And I include myself in that, and I'm going to show you something in a second. So, you know, I am in favor of more upside if we can start to confirm some of these zones. What I'm going to show you now is why I say that. Okay, let me just go back to Safari quickly. So, I saved this from years ago, and the only reason this isn't LARPing, so please don't think I'm LARPing or anything, because this was purely just a day trade for me. But this was back at the cycle top in 2021, okay, the 10th of the 11th, 2021. The only reason I saved this at that time was because we're actually live streaming with the guys at TRDR, okay, and the TRDR console, grab a link from below, for a free trial, okay. We were live streaming, so I screenshot this at the time, and then I dropped it in the chat, and I've kept it for history and prosperity, really, because this was the exact cycle top, and as you can see there, I closed nearly 24 hours later, was it? Oh no, it was later on in the night. It was later on in the night. Because it was just a day trade, you know. I closed at 63, okay? That there, 68.4, was the cycle top. So what I was just trying to show you is, you know, we don't always know. It's very hard to time it. It is very hard to time it as well. Litecoin short as well, because Litecoin looked like absolute shit. It's very hard to time these cycle tops. And even if you execute on those trades very, very well, you know, you can't always expect that it is the exact top. If I thought it was the exact top at that time, I'd have held it. And I can tell you right now, back in 2021, on this date, at that time, there was absolute euphoria around that price action. Let me just go to TradingView. There was absolute, I'll show you this. There we go. So let me just zoom in. So that was your day. Okay, this was your absolute cycle top in 2021 when I shorted it, and I was short from there. There you go, so 68.4ish. I was short right at the top, you know, to your nearest tenth of a dollar or whatever, okay? Now, at that time, in there, despite the fact I was executing a short position, okay, there was absolute euphoria, and everyone was calling for $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, you know? I took the trade because I read the data, closed it early, okay? And then you get all this. It does have to be said that the better short of that season, I'll call it a season, was actually this one there, because I absolutely remember it like it was yesterday. Something like that. It was an absolute beaut. We got a TRDR BTC Diamond short signal. I'm not joking, right at the top there at 48. So got more meat off the bone in that short than I did at my cycle top short, okay? But just wanted to point that out to you guys that you know, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to call these and then have the conviction to hold it. And I'm sure there are some brilliant, brilliant traders and investors out there that time these cycles to the absolute dollar. But, you know, as a humble trader, it's very difficult for us sometimes. Right, let's concentrate, because I've talked shit enough on where we are now and the levels that we are at. Okay, so I'm going to keep this very, very simple. I want more demand to come into this zone to compare to that zone. Okay, we're going to have a look at the TRDR console in a second. Weekly open 101, okay? What I said on the last video, and it's still valid now, okay? So we had all this volatility at the beginning of the week. You've now got a little bit of nothingness. I did just mention to the guys in the TRDR Discord chats that actually, if you've got a bit of a short position and you've executed well up here, I'd be inclined to keep a little bit of that. Why do I say that? Let's just go to the 4-hour range and I'll show you. Here we are then. Okay, so this is your zone. You do have a 4-hour order block there, just tickling under 100k. That would certainly, what that would do is, that would certainly grab a lot of liquidity. What I've been saying all week is, in this chop, you're still in a bit of a crab zone chop in this zone, aren't you? Is I want to confirm that zone there as demand. If we don't, then all I'm looking for is if you rotate back into here, here's your value area high of this 4-hour range, okay, under the weekly open as well. It'd be very easy to then manage your short side risk. If you can't tend to take that back, then you're just going to float down, aren't you? That's going to look worse. If you start to get demand in this zone, okay, and there's a few things we can look at, and start to really bounce, maybe you do wick there, come back up and chew that, then that is the one to look for, to be honest. So I do actually love zones like this, because I think they're very, very easy to manage, okay? Fail, back test, down, hold demand, or even fake out down and back up. It's very easy to manage from here. And you can just see this 1-hour chart here. I just wanted to zoom in on this 1-hour chart for you, because you know, personally looking at this, I don't know what's going on here. You know, it looks like some kind of shitcoin, meme coin algorithm, where the market makers are just you know, it looks like an AI algo where they're just selling. You know, it's, I don't know. I'd like to see some support here, really. That's all I can say. But yeah, you've got your levels marked here if anybody wants to pull those up. That is Leviathan's key indicators indicator. Okay, go grab that. Or what I can do is, I've done it before, I'll drop a link for this trading view template. Right, the all important TRDR console. Let's dive in.
Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated.
Right, here we go then, guys. Let's keep this quick, because again, it's a pretty easy area. Right, so multiverse chart open at the minute, 'cause I've got my eye on a few things. I do always have ETH open. It's an absolute bag of shit at the minute, so I'm not really concentrating on that too much. If BTC bounces or drops, ETH is going to do exactly the same. The order books have been dead. I don't think anybody is trading it. Although, since the devs have been leaving ETH, I would love it if ETH would drop a little bit, find some demand. I would go max long and play the contrarian on ETH. I think that would be a beautiful trade. Anyway, let's move on. Sol, demand at the lows here, 230. Actually hit some quite big supply up here, okay? What is that? That's a TRDR console alert, spot double bands, okay? Really nice day trade short, if anybody caught that. Really nice day trade short last night. Got a little bit of demand here. It's not enough for me, really. I want to see this zone down here, but it looks like that entity's pulled a bit of bid already. And yes, I'm just keeping an eye on a meme coin, ACT, the AI proficiency. Okay, prophecy, should I say. One of the guys pointed this out in Discord yesterday. I do like the look of this. It's quite big volume, this, for the size of the meme coin. What I've said to the guys is, though, you've already had a little tick down towards those levels there. I'd just be interested to see if it can take this liquidity, and then what usually happens is the reverse up from there. Okay, but let's have a look at Bitcoin's levels. Here we go. Let me just zoom in. There. Okay, so that was from the last video where I said it was a good, you know, risk reward short, demand, supply down, very, very heavy supply up there also. As we've risen up, okay, in this lower time frame range, as you can see there, you've had some more supply hitting. So these crosses here, again, the BTC, Diamond and Group Spot alert system in the TRDR console, there, more Group Spot selling, down, demand. So there's a real battle in the books developing here, isn't there? Okay, where are we now? Okay, so you've had some more group spot bid right here, right now. You've got these levels here, and then you've got that level down there at 99. So again, that would take some liquidity, wouldn't it, at just under 100k. Perps market are just defending this zone at 1035 there, okay? I wouldn't put too much weight on that, okay? You don't... One thing that has to be said, you don't want to see that if you're expecting price to just rise up, okay? But I wouldn't put too much weight on that, and I wouldn't just short into these low areas, okay? Unless there was very aggressive selling on that level, okay? This is just a resting limit order waiting for a fill, okay? That's all it is. But yeah, you don't want to see that if you're expecting price just to rise up. So we do have some levels lower. It'd be interesting if we get there. You've got a 95k level there, massive defense still at 110. But yeah, all I would say is if we go down to 95k, you are back into that range, and it will no longer be a resistance to support flip. Okay, you're back in the range, and I would expect lower even then. Okay, let's just go to the full window and let's have a look at the demand that is coming onto Bitcoin now. Okay, so order book overlay here, short. Maybe a new fresh short there, good, okay, and you can see the demand coming in now, and this is going to be your invalidation for any fresh risk on like it was back here. The only trouble, as always, if you trade in a range, it's now a little bit of an old area, okay, 101k, 100k there, all right, but we do have some good bid ratios here. Binance spot there, 76, we've got Coinbase, USDT and USD here now, okay, 60, and then USDT, I don't have enough back data on USDT to know if it's valid or not, but that's looking pretty good. But yeah, and here we go. There's your perps market, okay. So a little bit of a defense there at that 1035. And again, what's troubling in this area is you've got no perps, okay. You've got no perps coming in defending price. So they got involved back here at the beginning of the week and stuff, but right here, right now, you've got nothing, okay. If you're an OG trader on this console, you do not want to see this, all right? You do not want to see that in any way, shape, or form. All right, guys, I just want to quickly show you the volume as well. So here we go, there's your volume. So you can see this old value area high, okay, that I'm thinking could become support. One thing to say is there's no edge in the whale volume right here, right now. To be honest, it's drifting off, but it's just following price action. So all you can say from that is the last 24 hours or so, it's just been a bit of a dead market, okay? Spot volume coming off as well also. What I would want to see, if I'm going to confirm this zone with that spot bid that's coming in, I want your retail guys here in red, okay? So that's 10k and under size. I want these guys in red to absolutely start shorting the market. What do I mean by that? Okay, so I want, if I'm going to long here and get free, fresh risk on, I want to hold that zone, okay? And I want red, these guys, to start shorting into this zone, okay? Then I'll start to look at funding. Then I'll start to look at an open interest, okay? If open interest, funding, and all the rest of it's chill, I'm still getting demand here, and retail is getting bearish because someone on crypto Twitter is calling cycle tops. I'll bid this and take the other trade. I'll take the other side of that, okay? So that's what I'm looking for there. Interesting to see that open interest is coming down a lot. LS ratio coming down a lot, very, very nice. So, in these kind of ranging environments, the volume king indicator, which is this, obviously, go and check the playlist for a bit of a tutorial on this. It's performing very nice. Cluster of LS ratio, open interest, funding at the top with the BTC Diamond short. Another one here, open interest, funding wasn't too bad. If they're all three are there, that's great. But LS ratio, open interest there at the top again, and now we're coming down, okay? So we're coming down into a zone when, if these data points look like this, okay, I don't care if I think price is going to fall down lower. I don't care. When these data points are falling like this is not a short for me. That's a short, that's a short. This is now either manage that short position and you take a bit of profit and tighten up that risk, or you look to take the other side of the trade. All right, guys. So, yeah, I hope you've got a little bit of something out of this video. Please share it with anyone else. No alpha decay in here. Everybody needs the data. That is the TRDR console. All right, guys, grab a link from below. Okay, free trial. There's still 20% off the Art of Data-Driven Market Analysis course as well. Not going to dive into altcoins right here, right now. Join us in the TRDR Discord. Okay, another link below. We'll be live in the US session. All right, guys. Speak soon. Cheers.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?